I used to walk the halls like a ghost, not bullied, not feared, not even noticed. I was invisible. I was homeschooled most of my life, so I didn't really know how to talk to people. I didn't understand body language. I didn't understand jokes or why people even cared about shoes. My idea of a good time was writing poetry for a girl who didn't even know I existed, then imagining I was a medieval knight on some world-saving quest. Not because I thought it was cool, but because in my real life, I was nobody. I was shy, indecisive, and innocent. And the internal script I kept running was brutal. You're weak, you're weird, you're not built for this world. But then came a moment I'll never forget. It was 8th grade, my first year in public school. I waved at a girl I knew. Her name was Erica. She looked me in the eyes and literally turned and ran the other way as fast as she could, almost like I was infected. That was the moment everything inside me snapped, not in anger, but in clarity. Something had to change. And I realized no one was coming to rescue me. I had to become the version of me I'd always imagined, or stay invisible forever. For a while, I resisted. I thought maybe I'm just not built for social stuff. I thought being awkward was my destiny. I told myself maybe I didn't want to fit in, but that wasn't true. I didn't want to be liked. I wanted to be respected. I wanted to feel like I belonged somewhere, anywhere. So I started paying attention, not just observing people, but really studying them. I watched how the cool kids carried themselves. I watched how the nerds made each other laugh. I watched what caused tension, what sparked laughter, what made people listen. I wasn't social, I was surgical. I didn't have a mentor, so I became my own test subject. I was building a new version of me, one awkward rep at a time. Here's what that looked like. I'd walk up to a random table at lunch, sit down, and say nothing. Just let the discomfort hit me like a wave. That was my social gym. I wasn't trying to be cool. I was trying to rewire my nervous system. It was exposure therapy, pure, awkward, silent exposure. I started doing magic tricks, not because I cared about magic, but because it gave me a social role to play. It gave me a reason to speak, a way in. I mirrored people without realizing that was a psychological tactic. I started asking better questions. I learned how to present, how to listen, how to disarm people with calm energy. And one day, don't laugh, I filled my backpack with rocks. I don't mean like gemstones, I mean rocks that you just find outside. Not for strength training. I just thought if I carry something heavy, maybe I'll become someone strong. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't even fully understand why I did it. But now I get it. That was my subconscious building a new identity. Someone who doesn't run, someone who carries weight. And then came the moment, the one that proved the work was real. It was the last day of school. And I was hanging out, waiting for the bus, because all the classes were over. I saw 2 guys forcing a special needs kid to slam his head against the wall repeatedly. I froze. Old me would have kept walking, rationalized it, looked away, but something in me stepped forward. I walked right up and stood between them. No yelling, no threats, just looked at them and said, "That's enough." And they stopped. It was at that moment I realized I wasn't pretending to be a hero anymore. I was one. Because a hero isn't someone with power. It's someone with principles who acts anyway. Since that day, I've never been the same. I can walk into any room and hold it. I can connect with strangers and disarm them in seconds. I'm not anxious. I'm not pretending. I'm calm. I'm confident. I'm me. And it wasn't therapy or motivation or a 6-week program. It was observation, reps, and the decision to be someone different. Your personality is not a prison. It's a script you've repeated so many times that your brain thinks it's permanent. But it's not. I changed mine, not because I knew how, but because I refused to stay the same. So here's what I'll give you. The blueprint I never had. How to rebuild yourself. Decide who you want to become, not vaguely, specifically. Calm, dangerous, magnetic. Say it out loud. Ask, what would that person do every day? How would they talk? How would they dress, walk, react? Now rehearse it, even if it feels fake, especially then. Put yourself in discomfort. Sit at the wrong table. Ask the hard questions. Do the thing that makes your stomach twist. Watch people. Study them. Study the dynamics. Your environment is a classroom if you pay attention. Hold your core values. You're not changing who you are. You're just installing a better version of you. If that sounds like work, good, because most people won't do it. But if you do, you'll become dangerously authentic. You'll become the version of you that commands rooms. earns trust, and leads without needing permission. That's what I call living sovereign. Comment below 3 traits you want to build into yourself this year. I read every single one. And if you want the full rebuild process, social skills, confidence drills, identity blueprints, I've got something cooking. It's called Sovereign Self. But for now, choose who you're becoming and start rehearsing.